This codex is the most prized possession of Tempest. I plead to any goodness in your heart that this codex is returned to me in the event it goes missing. Brother, can you hear me? Aura, is that really you in there? I'm writing to you right now. Your words appear as if by magic on the page. I'll keep this book by my side until I find a way to break you free. Tempest takes the book into his hand. He feels his body become immensely lighter. Tempest could hear the wind whistle loudly through his ears, and his vision became blindingly saturated. Tempest, try that again. But this time, keep a steady mind. I came across an orchard where a grand party was taking place. Aura, you're too trusting. If an unsavory type found out that you were in this book, they could discard you somewhere I would never find you again. And please do write about your new friends. One goes by the name of Sean. The other is an elf, Skullman117. A sentient pink beetle was the host. I know not how this person became a beetle. They tell me it's named Snowy Peaks. Our trio has decided to make camp here. I've gotten stuck. Tempest! I can feel your pain. He can move his legs without burden and easily shuffles himself out from the rock. Whenever you bring the book close to your heart, our souls manage to bridge the gap. They introduced me to a wise and benevolent creature. I plan to befriend this Red and find out whether we can trust them. But I'm keeping you safe, so that my sister may have a chance at life. A chance to better me. I'm thankful, brother. I've heard from people about many abandoned wizard towers in the area. This codex must be a remnant of a long bygone time. I've placed a book so that it touches your pages. Perhaps you could interact with other objects too. I had the greatest fright today when a flaming spectre appeared before me. This Shy is part phantom. Shy is a renowned trader. Wizards do still exist, and she has some as clients. Can you ask her to trade some aquamarine with you? It's my favourite gem. I'll be going on a quest tomorrow to search for answers myself. A sudden thud sent shockwaves through Aura's soul. The skin-crawling sensation of wrinkled flesh was all that Aura could perceive. Tempest, save me, please! An accursed zombie ambushed me on the tower's viewing platform. Try to rest, sis. My resolve to protect you has doubled. I was helping my cabin mates to find materials to dig up. Gems, rare metals. I've helped you every time because I always have to assume it's an emergency. Understood. I'll be more considerate. Hopelessness regarding Aura's rescue has clouded his mind for weeks. Tempest spies a shining ore of diamond across a lava lake. Another step closer to freeing Aura. Tempest, I am tired! The book's energy begins to fade. Brother, I warned you! Behind him, his pack was absorbed by the stone wall. Your pack! Your problem! Make your way home safely, right now! Suspect you of abusing the power that this book grants you, whilst I am trapped inside. I think you spent too long embedded in the earth, brother. Yesterday, the earth had a taste and reclaimed some of you. I've been worried to write much more to you, because this tome is reaching its end. I found an undamaged tome, identical to the one you're currently imprisoned in. It says that a tome's soul may be transferred to another tome via a special ritual. This ritual feeds on the soul of the caster. Without discipline, the caster cannot overcome their concerns for the prisoner of the tome. If this document is to be believed, I cannot help you. Sis, I plan to leave your final page blank and provide instructions anonymously. Nobody will know that you were in that page. It's a reasonable plan, brother. Then, to be sure it's you, start your next entry with, "The White Rabbit shall be late." Hello, I'm offering 5 diamond blocks to the person who goes to the cave carved into the mountain nearby here and performs a ritual for me. Take a lever and place it on the only stone brick in the cave. The cave is unlit. Beware of monsters. Once inside, press the button you will see in front of you. You may feel faint, but otherwise this ritual will not affect you. Your 5 diamond block reward will be given to you after the ritual is completed. Thank you. The White Rabbit shall be late. Brother, Tempest, that must be you! Oh, how wonderful it is to hear from you again! My fears are allayed for now. I'm glad, Aura. I checked on the request board for the last few days, and when the note was gone, I checked the chamber I'd constructed. The ritual had been completed. Yes, it felt quite painful for me. Furthermore, having my soul contained to a single page for all that time felt utterly draining. I didn't have very much energy, and slept soundly for the most part, until I was awoken by that needle slicing right through me. Do you have an idea of who helped with the ritual? Perhaps you can trust them. I heard chatter in Deepshore from Conal, a companion of Red. He was talking about an odd quest he had taken from the notice board. I believe then it's him. What I've come to know of Conal is that he is quite an industrious person, a lot of projects and wealth to his name. I haven't heard any bad words uttered about him. Anything else? I think you would like to hear about where I'm stood right now, Aura. Tell me, can you feel this flower I'm pressing to the book? A lavender? An entire meadow of them, Aura. This is where I plan to settle to study magic. I can imagine why. It's a serene environment. You're right. Red showed me this place some time ago, and I remembered that lavender is your favourite flower. You may not write well, brother, but your memory is impeccable. I have faith in you, brother. Thank you for saving me. Aura, I am about to go with a band of people to take on the Ender Dragon. It's a great beast that they promise will unlock many new possibilities after being defeated. I did hear about such a beast in my reading, brother. Well, while I am in here, I may as well help you as best I can. Let's go to the end, together. Sis, I've returned. Good news as always. I'm impressed. You only called upon my help 7 times during that encounter. I've managed to find some useful materials. Furthermore, these Ender creatures, it's the closest I've come besides this tome to feeling the effects of magic. Those fellows used to give me a fright, but I was just a little kid back then. I feel like being stuck inside this tome, it has aged me somewhat. I do hope your soul doesn't become too restless in there, Aura. I note that your handwriting, it's become more shaky since my travel. Are you sure you're alright? Yes, dear brother. I worry about you. My progress is so painfully slow. I I can understand, brother. Your life is dampened by having to care for me this much. You're not a burden, Aura. Please don't feel that way. Would reading a new book help you to relax? Yes, brother. What have you got for me? It's a book named Carry On. Red gave it to me. How considerate. Are they as benevolent as you first were told? I believe so, sis. Hello, Aura. I hope you've enjoyed the novel. Yes, Tempest, I have. It's successfully staved off my boredom for now. Tell me, have any developments come about? I do have some news to share about Shy. She has told me of a companion that she often travels with, a dwarf named Orin. Shy has acquired many riches with him. This dwarf, he doesn't happen to be one of the wizards which we seek, is he? No. However, I found something else out about Shy. I was working in the Lavender Meadow when Red approached me, wanting my assistance. We ended up at a shack deep in the woods. There were diaries left behind by some old man, who we found long dead there. What? The business you get yourself involved with, brother? Really? They mentioned that Shy was likely to be involved in the plot. Oh, Shy? Someone with so much reputation to lose? What drew them to such a conclusion, and how does it help us? Their attention was brought to the cavern's whereabouts by a letter sent to the quest board. The letter had certain details that hinted at the old man experiencing distress at the hands of Shy, the main hint being that of her ability to phase through solid walls. Being part phantom, Shy is the only person in the locale known to have this ability. And what of this is useful to us? Any information on the secretive Shy is useful. Need I remind you that she is the only person with direct links to the even more secretive clan of wizards? Fair, brother. Did your group find anything? Red's theory was confirmed upon arrival at the cabin and reading the diaries left behind. Red tells me that they conspire to corner Shy and have her answer for their bloody crimes. So then, Red is not only a benevolent creature but also enforces justice? Nobody in this land enforces justice, sister. We're leagues away from the closest major settlement. Might makes right, and right now Shy has most of the might. Red has told me they'll conspire with others to join us to corner Shy someday soon. I want to take the opportunity to interrogate Shy about those wizard clients of hers, and get you out of this tome. I've caused you a lot of trouble from foolishly touching the book. Don't put yourself too close to the jaws of death for me, brother. Or, in her final moments, Mother only had one request: for me to keep you safe. After her death, and with no money to our names, I resorted to leaving town and surviving off the land with you. Nobody would do business with us, and guards escort any beggars out of the town grounds. I know, brother. Then you know that there was no alternative to us leaving. You needn't feel guilty about being a burden to me. Do what you need to, brother. I want a chance to protect you someday. Brother, I heard you conversing with several people today. Not too much time to spare for constructing your house, was there? Oh, Aura, in my defense, I did start building in the Lavender Meadow today. In a way, I welcomed a new companion. Her name is Lily, and they'll be joining me in the meadow. I thought you couldn't trust anyone with the knowledge of my existence. Why are you bringing this unknown person into your settlement? I plan to employ Lily. She is a wyvern, capable of surveying the meadow. With a few slabs of cooked meat, Lily was willing to set up a den above the meadow. A wyvern? Those mystical dragon-type creatures? Do let me know if you come to trust her, brother. I'd like to speak to them. When living in the city, stories of wyverns were some of my favourites. I'll have to see how things go. For now, I've been called to work. That area the beetle called us 2 months ago, it's being renovated. Considering how generous Androlphy was the first time around, I figured spending a day working on the festival grounds would benefit us. I'll also ask them for any info on wizards. Okay, brother, please do not forget your study. You should spare enough time to learn how to perform the tome transfer ritual yourself. Perhaps a spell to give me more leg room in here? Anything at all would be great to hear about. Point taken, sister. Aura, I've come across an item of great interest. While harvesting from my tree farm, one of the oaks produced a most beautiful golden apple. The apple gifts me with the same elation I feel when I interact with this tome. This must be a magical gift from the earth itself. I think if anything will get a wizard's attention, it is this golden apple. Brother, gold-plated apples are fairly common foodstuffs. The edible layer of gold leaf grants a trifle of extra healing. Nothing worth being excited over. Sean likely left it in your tree as a prank. Tempest presses the apple to the tome. Tempest! What on earth? This is no festival ground food. I was wrong. This energy... The energy is almost intoxicating, sis. I fear that in a moment of weakness I may eat it whole. Brother, you shan't eat this apple. If you have no use for it, then consider using it as a bartering chip in our search for those wizards. That's a fine idea, Aura. I'll keep this item to trade for information. Sis, I thought I'd better update you on a highly unusual sighting. Right next to the community grounds I spoke of before, I see that an ancient tower has been renovated, yet it still appears as if time has decayed it. An ancient tower? Yes, I predict a wizard's dwelling. When I first arrived, I recall briefly checking the inside. Naught but webs and stone. But now, there are leftover potions, notes scribbled everywhere. The exterior has been given a blue makeover, complete with molten cobalt lanterns. And how recently has this happened? Within the last day. I wonder if a wizard has returned. It's not likely, brother. In the tomes you've had me study, the wizards describe a spell that hides magic details of a building from ordinary eyes. Perhaps that spell has fallen, exposing the true ruin of that place. Ask others about it, Tempest. I thought to tell you that Red has created several cute shops. I think you would like to see them. That's thoughtful, brother. I'll have to remember to ask you to take me. What sorts of establishments have they started? A fish market, a rose market, and a restaurant full of exotic cooked goods. They're unusual to my palate, but very tasty. How quaint, brother. Fetch me a rose and let me feel it through the pages of the tome, if you please. Red gifted one to me. I've pressed it flat and taped it into place. Do let me know if I should remove it. I can smell it. The petals have such a sweet scent. Fortunate for me, the thorns don't seem to affect me. Do you ever feel any pain? Besides the times that I'm overexerted? No. What I do feel is a dull ache. As I've said before, like having a muscle I cannot stretch. I should get a move on for your sake. Bye, Aura. Aura, I must inform you of something. Shy has not been seen in almost a fortnight, and the folk around here have rumoured that she has flown town. Her accommodation is stripped bare, and no one can account for her location. She must have gotten wind of people conspiring against her, Tempest. It appears that the crew took too long. As is typical with you, I'm not sure about that. Shy is more than capable of putting up a fight. she would surely pick us off one by one. Nonetheless, one of our major leads toward finding a wizard who is still alive has vanished. Oh, brother, I tire of constant bad news. Only write to me again when there is hope or glee to be had. The trail investigating a monster who escaped from here has gone cold. Tragic. I was hoping to bring justice, or perhaps to learn more of her story, and how she could redeem herself. Brother, why do the pages of the tome feel so stuck together? This is unpleasant. In my search for info about wizards, Red offered some help. However, it was merely a prank. Red set off an automated trap and I fell into a cold vat of mulberry jam. Seriously? So what are you going to do now? It feels utterly sickly in here now. Tempest clutches the tome to his chest. When Tempest and the tome phase, the slick jam slops onto the floor below. Ugh. Fortunate that worked, brother. In other news, Conal took up my offer for the golden apple. In exchange, I got a very useful mobility tool. Conal's discovery is a magic trinket that helps me to fly through the skies. Such a trinket would make Lily redundant, no? Fair question. I'm not as keen-eyed as Lily is, so I trust her to assist me. This trinket, along with studying the wizard's books, is helping me to understand magic better. I'll update you later, Aura. Aura, the cottage is in an early stage of construction now. More importantly, Androlphy has confirmed my suspicions about the wizard tower near the gathering area. What did he have to say about it? Exactly as you predicted, Aura. A veil of supernatural energy left to cover this tower. As time passed and the original wizard didn't return to renew the spell, the tower has shown its true character. Did the beetle offer any other information? Sure. Androlphy pointed out some tomes left behind by looters. He also told me that in the time he's inhabited this area, he's never heard of a live wizard. Disappointing. It appears that I need to step up. My study begins in earnest soon when the cottage is done. Aura, news for you. The cottage, it's completed. Congratulations, brother. You've focused enough to get this project finished. Does your new abode prove to be comfortable? Comfortable, yes. More importantly, it's quiet here. No distractions. Brilliant. Have you learned anything new in the past few days? I'll speak more about that once I've studied the tomes Androlphy found for me. I pray that getting through a pile of books won't take you as long as it took to get through the pile of bricks used to construct the cottage. I try not to grow frustrated with your comments, because I can't well imagine how you're feeling in there. However, would it trouble you to temper your tone in future writings? I'd appreciate having somebody in my corner, instead of belittling me. I apologize, brother. I'll try. I'd feel a lot better if I could just stretch my forever aching muscles. I'll attempt to find any knowledge I can to help you, even if to assist you with relaxing your spirit inside the tome. I would hope that I'll learn to maintain these tomes, and of course, as the ultimate skill, learn to free you from these pages. Okay, well, study up. I plead you, brother. Sis, I've studied for days. I'm beginning to lose optimism that I can save you. Oh, Tempest, what other option is there? To leave me stranded in here? To place me into a bookshelf and forget about me? Doing such a thing would weigh on my mind forever, sister. Then Please, keep trying. I fear I'm running out of time, Aura. This tome is coming close to its end again, meaning that sooner or later I have to learn the tome transfer spell. I would prefer that you don't avoid speaking with me just to prolong the pages in this tome, brother. I can perceive very little in here, so every day I go without hearing from you, it's like a silent abyss. Considering that, perhaps you can occupy your mind by helping me to read some of these books? The trouble I'm having currently is that many of the books I have are written in a script unknown to me. Allow me. Tempest places the tome with its pages open and brings over a book from atop his pile, placing the two books with their pages facing each other. Tempest, this book is written in plain English. I can understand it. Give me one of the books you're having trouble with. Or, the book I've given you, it's not written in English. Really? Tempest, I believe this book is a guide for culinary recipes. There's entries on barley tea, stuffed capsicum, among other things. Stop playing around, Aura. No, really, I understand the text perfectly. Place a book onto my pages and I'll tell you what the contents refer to. And I suppose from that we'll know what books to dedicate study toward. Yes, Tempest. Now try them one by one. From muffins to wedding cakes, a complete baking guide. Dry aging meats. 30 ways to prepare rotten flesh. Aura, I'm having a bad feeling about this. How to conjure fake chicken. Descaling and prep of a snake. I shan't tell Sean of this book. Brother, it's evident to me that you've looted the library of a chef, not a wizard. That's likely the reason these books were left behind, now that I think about it. An apt thought there. Who was it, pray tell, that gave these books to you? Androlphy? No, you couldn't suspect them of looting the good books. Could you, Aura? Sure. As generous as the beetle has been, it's our only lead left. They knew of the reason behind the wizard tower reappearing. I can't well ask him directly about this. Then snoop around through their belongings, brother. Take me with you. You may need my help translating any books you find. Shall we at least exhaust the pile that I have first? Fine. Carry on. Hot chocolate, coffee, and other dairy delights. Flaming hot chili. Tempest growls with frustration. Never mind. Let's go. Sis, I'm here. I've scouted out the place. Androlphy is nowhere to be found, and there's no books worth mentioning. Perhaps I was wrong about them, Tempest. Well, their residence does seem barren. Their belongings are relatively low in value and scattered about. Do you suspect a looting took place? No. The mythic sanctuary is as serene and orderly as ever. It's suspicious then, isn't it, that someone so very generous at the beginning of your journey, handing out gold jewellery and gems, has none for themselves. I don't recall these sketches being present the last time I visited. Sketches? Outdoors, there are a few wooden notice boards with large sketches and notes written upon them, depicting the designs of mythical creatures and talking about branches of magic. The details here are lacking. It's evident that some pages have been torn down. Androlphy must know more of magic than we first assumed. The question is, where is he? Tempest places the tome down for a while. While exploring the mythic sanctuary's chests, a beetle crawls atop the tome. Hello? Who is this writing? I don't recognize you. Is this Androlphy? Androlphy? Friend? You're a friend of theirs? Yes. though gone since Kinthera. Kinthera? What are you talking about? What concern to you? Please, my brother is trying to rescue me from this tome. I'm trapped in here by magic. Our only lead on wizardly knowledge is Andrelphi. Wizards not seen for decades. We're painfully aware. I am running low on time. Is there any help you can offer us? Follow Andrelphi. Perhaps they help. Aura, what's all this writing? Are you talking to this bug? Bug that knows where Beetle went. Aura, you're running so very low on pages remaining. Do we trust the bug? Tempest, we must. Wonderful. Open the tome beside us. The one with the purple binding? Yes. Take home and study well. Understood. Thank you. Aura, we must go. Aura, I'm home. This tome the bug told us of, it contains a narrative, a story of a world called Kinthera. There is page to page detail. Is there any mention of Andrelphi? Aura, the final page, it's writing itself. No, Andrelphi couldn't have got themselves stuck in this tome. Tempest presses his quill to the purple tome. It resists. What? I can't communicate with this tome. The quill will not write. Tempest, we're almost out of time. I can feel the walls pushing in again as I run out of pages. It's cold. It aches. It hurts. Tempest tries to press the quill down again. His finger slips and touches the page. He felt his hand begin to phase through. Tempest's eyes widen. He tries to pull back his hand, struggling and fighting against the purple tome. With the last of his strength, he closed Aura's tome and shoved it into his ender chest. The purple tome collapsed to the floor in Tempest's study. So suddenly, another tome from the bygone era of wizards claims its next prisoner. The world of Kinthera is diverse. There are 4 main subtypes of Kinthera species, all of which originated from the event known as the Ascension, where a high-strength burst of magic caused the animals, plants, fungi, and minerals to mutate, gaining magical, human-like sentience and shape. Over centuries they have produced generations of new Kinthera to create the world that can be seen today. The cause of the Ascension is unknown, and there are multiple rumours passed around Kinthera settlements that may or may not be true. Local high magic areas are too dangerous for common folk, only for the bravest warriors and magicians to investigate. Some of those capable souls chose to investigate, and gain strength, whether through spells or weapons, so that they may fight their way through and discover the mysteries of the old world. We continue today's story in Kinthera with the new crew of local inhabitants surrounding the village of Serrazvale. An ore of aquamarine far below the surface, left undiscovered by explorers, had a Kintheran soul find itself implanted there. The golem-like creature breaks free from the stony wall. All he knows is that his name is Azure. He clambers his way up through the caves.